Welcome back to Hackathon Entertainment TV. What we're going to do today is show you how to create a directory site using Pory. So for those that don't know, Pory is a website to make great directory type sites without coding. And I think the use case for directory sites could be really simple but effective curation of information. It could be used as a great lead generation tool if you're at university and there's resources that you want to bring to one central site. Directory sites are an amazing way to do this. I think directory sites are a very, very low cost way to build stuff like listings, galleries, job boards, marketplaces, videos, sites with videos, and event sites. So I think what we're actually going to do is, and we're just going to take a look. What we're actually going to do is, what site are we going to build? So I started doing a directory for cause-driven brands within the Black community. So whether they target human trafficking, employment, LGBTQ rights, housing, police reform, mentorship, I wanted to create a directory for all these brands or all these movements, all these organizations, but specifically for Black communities. And so we're going to try to do that with Pory. Just get rid of that. And so we want to log in. And I already have an account. And as you can see, I have a whole bunch of sites that I was putting together. But I'm going to create a site. And it gives you templates. And really, you build these off the back of templates. So the template that I think I want to use is going to be this template. So I select the template, click right here, and I'm going to name it Cause and Culture. Cause and Culture. And what it gives you is it gives you this template to work with. And right now you don't have your database set up. So what we want to do is set up a database. So you're going to need Airtable too. I'm already logged in Airtable in another tab, but you're going to have to click set up Airtable, and you want to copy the template base, and you want to copy template. And what it will do once you're logged in Airtable, it will copy the back end for your database, and you have to choose to save it to a workspace. And it's saved here, Pory networking template. And what I'm going to do is click next, and I'm going to select my base, Pory networking template, site content, and I'm going to open it and show you what it looks like. So all the data is going to sit in here, and we're going to make adjustments to this data, but all the data sits in this backend template. And what we do is we connect the main table there and the filters table to filters. And you can see it has another table called filters. And we're going to change this information, but it's always easier to work from the template. Click save. And so now we're set up. Yeah. Now it is set up. And the way Pory works is with modules. So what you want to do, just double check in. What you want to do to add a new section is click add new section, and it gives you modules to add. So it gives you blocks to add if you want to add a new section. So you've got feature screens, you've got content screens, you've got forms, you've got footers, and you have Airtable lists. But we're going to leave this for now. And we're going to edit the header or edit the section. Oh, we completely removed it. I didn't want. Did I click delete? Okay. Hero. Let's choose a hero. I'm not sure which one to choose, to be honest. So we're going to edit section. That's what we want. What we want to change this to is the largest directory for, what do I have here? The largest directory for cause-driven brands. For cause-driven brands, creating change within the Black community. The largest directory for cause-driven brands, creating change within the Black community. And what we want to do is put the heading as the title, cause and culture. And we're going to put a paragraph, search and find impact brands within the Black community, building a better tomorrow. And we're going to leave that as it is. What we want to do, and the button is going to take you to MailChimp. When they click subscribe, it's going to add them to MailChimp. And I'm not sure if we want that, but we're going to think about that shortly. I believe I'm going to change that. What we also want to do is change the background image. So we go to background, and we go to what we want to do. We can either add a image URL or a gradient filter. Let's see the gradient filter. No gradient filter. I say pixels. So we're going to go with this picture. And one thing we immediately notice, the color is completely, makes it really difficult to read. So what we're going to do is change the color of this to white if we can. Change the color of this to white. and change the color of the paragraph to white too. That's a little bit better. We might want to think about tweaking this header. I'm going to leave the subscribe for now because I would have to set up somewhere for people to subscribe to, but we'll just leave that for now because I'm just showing you how to create a directory. And then what we actually want to do is click we want to make some changes here. So in order to make some changes to this main section, what we actually have to do, if I go up, what we actually have to do is make changes in our backend. So our backend database right here. So what I want to do is to reference the directory that I already started, and I focused initially on mass incarceration and record expungement. So I'm going to delete all of these. I'm going to put mass incarceration. Not that right. And it should automatically update. Oh, and I have to also make some changes here. So I'm just going to remove, let's just say all of these. And I'm going to change this filter to, we have to add the option mass in, making sure I spell that right. So it should be updating almost automatically. What we might want to do is refresh. So as you can see now, we have something that says all locations. We have mass incarceration and record expungement. What I immediately noticed, we want to change all locations to all causes. And now we want to begin making adjustments to our backend database. So what we're going to do is click mass incarceration. And I have filtered by a location. So what I want to do is look at this and think about the data that I want to keep from the template and what I want to remove from the template. So one thing I immediately noticed, I want to use the second filter option and I want to add a location. I'm not sure if I have a description. Okay, we'll be able to get a description. So we can just use this as a description, a short description. And where it says, how does it work? We are just going to replace it with this. We need to replace the logo. So I'm going to say this logo. What I want to do is drop the logo right here where the avatar is. And I'm looking for something I can use as a subtitle. So if I go back here, I replace this as a subtitle and I type in Project South. Now I go back, I refresh again, and it should update. And if I click record expungement, you should see nothing comes up. But if I click mass incarceration, oh wow. Okay, what's happened? It doesn't recognize. So what I want to do is change to all causes again, and we're going to figure out how to fix this. So I'm going to click cause and culture. Use site. I just want to see what this looks like live right now. What I didn't do is I didn't. Oh, we had to do this again because we didn't. This top bit, we didn't save the changes. Okay. So we're going to quickly add this again. Cause and culture. Go back. And we want to go to the largest directory. Change that to white. Find impact driven brands that are working towards a better tomorrow for Black communities. And then we want to edit the background again. Pet cells, Black Lives Matter. Okay. And now we want to publish our changes. So when we click refresh on the actual web page, Okay, it's refreshed to how we want it. That is a problem. So I don't think it's picking up that this entry is a filter. So we have to figure out why it's doing that. I also have to link Project South's website. So copy link address. So our filters are, sorry, our filters are a problem. So I have to work out why the filters are not working. If we go to filter one, see, let's see. Okay, we have our filters table. This is case sensitive. So I need to make sure this mass incarceration here is the exact same as mass incarceration. Capitals, capitals. And let me just remove filter 2 just in case. I just want to refresh so it updates. So when I click this, it should disappear. When I click this, it should reappear. So there is a problem here. Something is not matching up, and I actually think it is. So what I'm doing right now is editing the card. So what you can actually see on our actual site, when we click on it, it opens a card and allows us to click the website. And the way you edit it is by going into this card feature, the card view. And what you want to do is link certain fields to components on the card. And then when you click on the card, it shows you a modal view. And what you want to do is, again, link certain elements to what you can see in the modal view. But this is exactly how we want it. What I need to work out is why I'm having a problem with what I need to work out is why I'm having a problem with my filters. And I believe the problem is specific to how it's here, how it is here. So, there's a gap. After each word, there's a gap. So it needs to be exactly the same. How it is here needs to be exactly the same. So I had a space after mass incarceration. So now when I refresh, I click record expungement, it disappears. I click mass incarceration, it reappears. So we fixed that. What we want to do now is start to add more data. So I'm going to go back to my original database. I don't have many entries here, but I have Reform Georgia. And I actually want to change some information. I did have filter by location, but I left it, so I don't need to change that. I was going to change it from Atlanta to Georgia. But what we're going to do is add this right here. We need to go back to our database, go to site content. What we want to do is add this information. And it's Reform Georgia. We're going to grab our link. And again, this is mass incarceration. And now when we go to our site, we should, I just want to publish changes. And then I'm going to refresh. You should see Reform Georgia, but we need the logo. I don't want to copy, I want to save image as. And we want to drag and drop this here. Now, the downside of doing all this manual labor to create your database is that it is time consuming. If you have other people helping you, that's amazing. But like I said, it is time consuming. The upside is if you can't scrape the data automatically, chances are the data isn't centralized, which means you centralizing it gives you an advantage for bringing the information to one central place, for growing an audience, because if the data's scattered all over the place, there's surely other people that are looking for centralization, which brings you an audience and people that want to use your site. And if you want to share this data, there's ways that we can make it easy for you to share this data, but that is beyond the scope of what we're doing today. So what we are missing, it looks like it didn't pick up a short description. Oh, I put this in the wrong place. And what we want to do is description. We want to find a description, a longer description. So we could copy all of this. I don't want to copy all of this. Let's just copy this. And we're going to paste this right here. Again, I'm just making sure I'm publishing so I don't erase anything, and then I'm just going to refresh. So on our actual site, what you should see if we refresh the site So now we have two projects here, or two course brands. And when we click, it takes us to the site. What I would do is replicate this for all the ones I can find. So what we're going to do is add one for record expungement. And I don't think I found any. So we're going to look for one. Record expungement, Atlanta. Let's see, charities. I think we found one. This foundation provides free resources. And so we're going to add them. Again, and this is a different version of a directory site. So what it looks like is they connect you to resources. Again, this is the power of directory sites, making it easy for people to find very simple information that should be easy to find. But what we want to do is link them. So what I'm going to do is copy the URL. And I'm going to change this. Just move this over so I can see this. Okay, we got record expungement. Don't know why it named it filter 1. Let's try it again. I don't want to name it filter 1. I just want it to be record expungement. And what we want to do is add additional information. So we're going to take the long form, or maybe that's a short form. No, we're going to use that as the long form description. And we just want to remove the formatting. We're going to copy the title. And we need to find a short form tagline. The greatest crime is a wasted life. Greatest crime is a wasted life. And now what we want to do is, it won't let me copy the logo. So what I'm going to do is go to Google and find this logo. And then what we want to do is drag the logo here. And that's it. So when we come back, what we should see, again, I want to continuously publish changes. And we should see another charity. And we go to our live site. If we click record expungement, we can see the record expungement. If we click mass incarceration, we can see mass incarceration. What we also want to do is, I think we want to add another section, and we want to add a form and make it easy for people to add more brands. So it adds new sections to the top, but I want to click this button to move it down, and then click this button to move it down again. And I'm going to say, I'm going to edit the section. And I'm going to say, going to go to the form first. And what I need to do is grab my iframe. So I need to go to Airtable. I need to click share. And I want to share the base. What I want to do is create the shared base link, I believe. I don't want a read-only link. I want an editor link. Nope, that's not what I want to do. So I need to go back. So I'm using the iframe. Oh, what? What I need to do is create a form. So I go down, I create a form here, and it creates a form that allows people to edit. And I'm going to remove some fields that I don't want them to see just by dragging and dropping it to the left panel. And I'm going to say add a cause brand. We're just going to leave it as a cause brand. Now you probably want to change the words. Let's change some of this so it's more easily understood for other people. Website URL. And I'm going to click, and I believe that's it. And I'm going to click share form, and I'm going to say embed this form in my site. And it gives me this iframe. So I want to copy this iframe. And I'm going to go back to my site. I'm going to paste this iframe right here. Add a course brand, and you can see it automatically adds everything we need. I'm going to change this background. And I'm going to change it again. Just find a suitable image. So yeah, I don't want to spend too much time flicking through images, but you want to find a suitable image for your form or the background of your form. Let's go with that one. And what we want to do for the content is change the content. And we're going to say add a local cause brand. And you want to adjust these colors, you want to adjust the background. And we might actually just remove all this content because we don't actually need it. So we removed all that content. And we have add a cause brand. We have our search. We have our header where they can subscribe to a newsletter. And I'm just going to double check this header, this section. Okay, what I'm actually going to do is I changed it. Instead of sign up to a newsletter, I changed it to a regular button and it says follow us on Twitter. And just for now, I'm just going to put my own Twitter account. It says add a cause brand, and maybe the last thing we want to do is we want to make sure we're publishing, but we're going to add a new section, and maybe we want to add a footer. And we're going to say something along the lines of, and it's been added to the top, so we want to bring it back down. And we're going to say, and once we publish, this should be it. This should be our site. Now we can, this is probably the minimal version. You can dress this up a lot. You can add metadata. If we go to page settings, what we actually can do is add metadata. So we're going to say the page name is cause culture. We can add an image. We can add a meta title. So we're going to call it, say, cause and culture again. We're not going to add a title, description, all of that, but we are going to save this. Then what we want to do is refresh. So as you can see at the top, it's changed the title of the web page. And we have our header, we have our information, we have our form, and we have our footer. And this is a very, very simple but powerful content site where you could curate resources for people that are struggling with their healthcare bills, or curate resources for mental health issues, or curate resources for women's rights. There's a lot of different causes that you can use a content site for. And this is a really powerful quick and low-tech solution to do that. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more content. I love producing these kind of quick videos, these 1-hour videos on how to do various apps and websites.